What a mess I have to deal with this morning. I don't even know how this all happens. It just happens so fast. Some of this stuff belongs in the coachman. Some of it belongs in the van. Some of it just needs put away. There are things that go in the coachman that should be in the van. There are things in the van that should be in the coachman. I just have a whole whirlwind of mess going on. It's time to end this work session with the coachman, put it away, put it back away again for a bit. We're gonna take the van back up to camp soon. This little episode, this work session of the coachman, we did get done the exhaust leak. That's where it started. So it's quiet again. Changed the oil, washed it, and that just ended up consuming a few more days than I anticipated. But I'm gonna get to the brakes on the next work session, and that's why I have an opportunity to go back up to camp. My buddy has been wanting to go up there, and he knows it's like a work weekend. You know, he knows there's work involved up there, clearing the trees and the brush and all that stuff. So he wants to go up and pitch in and hang out up there for a while. So I'm coordinating with him. He's been wanting to go, so this weekend is looking good. Like I say, I don't want to take the coachman up there until I get the brakes done on it. And so we're gonna get the van ready again. Take advantage of that. Like I say, take a little break from this work session. Go up and piss around up there a little bit. And then when we come back, I'll resume the next work session. We'll be doing the brakes on the coachman. So we're getting pretty far along on that. There's not a whole lot to do, left to do really before I'd be comfortable traveling in it again for the winter. The brakes are an absolute must. I mean, they still work pretty good, but that rear wheel cylinder is starting to leak a little bit, so that's got to be dealt with. And I do want to put, so while I'm at it, I'll probably put fresh brake shoes on it. I do have brake pads. For as cheap as brake pads are, I can put new fresh pads on the front. Just go through it and bleed the system, and then not have to worry about that. So in the meantime, I gotta get this stuff together, get this mess cleaned up, get some of these tools that I started this mess with, the saws and stuff in the mower, and you know, that stuff needs to go back in the van. I gotta finish putting the one together and sharpen the chain on the one chainsaw, and a couple other things. But so I need to get the van tooled back up. I'll get rid of some of this. Yeah, the washing stuff. I need to get this all put away. What else over there? I got some stuff to do, right? Before I can be ready to go to camp. And the one quick little job I need to do is I need to shorten that antenna. I need to take there's two sections in that. So because when I back in here, it hits the one branch and goes doing, yeah. And when my buddy Russ was following me on the highway, when we was on the way back from camp last time, he's going down the highway. You know, that thing on top is big enough that when we're going down the highway, it just catches the wind. There's a spring on the base of that. Going on the highway, that thing's like, whoa, it's like doing all this here. So I'm going to shorten it up a little bit. Doesn't need to be way up there anyway. That way it doesn't catch this branch up here. And two, depending on how congested the driveway is and moving vehicles around sometimes, there's a branch over there too. It almost caught. There's a good thing there is a spring on it, that it has that give, because twice now I've nailed it and I forgot about it. Not used to it being up there. So I'm going to shorten that. And yeah, the van looks a little brighter now that I've washed it, huh? That's looking a little better. And even inside there's a mess. That's where I'm going to start. I'm going to get the van kind of organized, a couple things away, and get some of the tools that we're going to be taking, get them in there. And I think that's going to be the focal point there. Wait a minute. Wasn't it just 2 or 3 videos ago where I said we're going to put this thing away for a while and not go back up to camp? But like I said, I want to take advantage of my buddy wanting to go up, so I thought maybe we'd throw a couple things back in it. But now the weather is playing a part in all this. I feel like we're playing musical vehicles here, or I'm flip-flopping on what I want to do. But it seriously is the weather. The weather is playing a factor. Speaking of which, heavy thunderstorms are supposed to come in 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. So we might have a little bit of severe weather. But this weekend is supposed to be hot. What are you doing, Bella? It's supposed to be hot, and then Saturday, yeah, going up for the weekend. Well, Saturday, more thunderstorms are supposed to move in the area. And, you know, you can't work up there when it's just going to be hot right up to the point. Then when the heat breaks, the thunderstorms are going to move in. It's just not going to be a good weekend to work anyway. So maybe we are just going to leave this sit. I did organize it inside, kind of clean some things up. I could, if we decide to go at some point, it's no big deal to throw some things in it. But for right now, so we're playing musical vehicles. You know, I had them over there. You're probably wondering, well, how'd the vehicles jump over here? What's up with that? Why'd the vehicles jump over here all of a sudden? Well, there's a little project going on around back of the garage. Okay, a triaxle full of dirt came. My buddy's having dirt brought in. So, and a good bit of it. I think there's just 3 loads back here so far. Just started this project. And the idea here is, wait, how far over the hill this goes? Just a minute. The idea here is there's a bank right here that goes into the back of this is all much lower. So there was room for a while. If you really clean this up, you could sneak a vehicle in there, even though it leaned a little bit because the bank starts right there. Having all this filled, going to fill this in quite a ways and then drop off probably for two spacious spots, maybe 3, even 3. So you know, my buddy has some toys, all right, and instead of just leaving them in the driveway all the time, I've seen in a previous video, he has a boat. He got a boat recently. Well, you know, for now it just parks in the driveway, but because the triaxle needs room to come in here and dump, and we never know exactly when he's coming. Sometimes he don't know till the last minute. So he's got the boat parked around the front of the house, plus his Pathfinder. He's got the little Ford Focus, and so, you know, when he's not using the boat, he'd like to put the boat over here. And his truck will be done eventually. You've often seen this in videos. This old truck bed sitting here, and the truck that sits in the garage. The idea too is not just to extend the area where you can park, is possibly building like a pole barn or an extension onto the garage, put a roof on it too. Now, you've seen in plenty of videos this old truck in here, right? And some people have asked, what's the deal with the truck? Is that ever going to be done? There has been progress made on it, a good bit of progress, and it's my buddy's wintertime project. So, you know, he likes to camp and fish and do things in the summertime too, and go to his camp. In the wintertime, he comes out and he fires up the wood burner, gets it warmed up in here, and he spends, when I'm gone in the winter, I don't have, my mess is all cleaned up. So it works for both of us. I can use this space in the summertime when he's not working on it, and then when I'm gone, my stuff's all gone, and he can work on it. So it had a rusted frame. You know, we live in Pennsylvania, right? Vehicles get rusty after a while. This thing's a 1990, or wait, it was a 1992 Dodge, 4-wheel drive, and it got pretty bad shape over the years. The frame got rusty. It's all been repaired and coated with, I think it's called Pour 50. It's like it's a hard as nails coating, protective coating on it. This frame's all been repaired. And what's funny, I think from the cab up though, it needs pressure wash, but the frame's in really good shape, you know, like from here up. But once I get my mess cleaned up, what's happened was or the other progress that's been made, and they're kind of laying over here dusty under some cardboard. The leaf springs have all been cleaned or sandblasted or whatever, also repainted with that Pour 50. There's also these are some new springs in here in brackets. And the axles are laying here. He got there's the rear axle, the front axle's up there. He bought two used axles out of he has a buddy that is into these old Dodge trucks. His buddy had just redone his truck, and the rear end had new axle bearings and bearings and seals. I forget what all work was done to that, but it's It's a lot fresher than the axle that came out of it. The front one had all new drive components, the ball joints and all that kind of stuff. Whatever's all involved, the new brakes, rotors, the work. So he bought that matching axles. So those are going to go back under it. All he really lacks here is to get the bushing kit for the springs. So put the new bushings, put the axles and springs back on it, bolt them on, get the wheels and tires on it, and then at least it can roll in and out of the garage. He's going to roll it out, finish the frame, finish pressure washing all underneath it, and recoat it as well. Get onto some little bit of engine work, at least a little bit of oil, probably a couple new gaskets, and then to the body shop. So his cousin does really good body work, so this truck will get done, but again, it might go and just whatever. Instead of cluttering up the driveway with extra vehicles, got another place to put them. So that's the story on the truck. I did get this mess cleaned up much better. A recent video I was saying, well, we're going to take the big saw up because there's some big dead pine trees up there I want to take down. You know what, we're getting late enough in the year, I might change my mind on that. We might leave the big saw behind. It was nice to get it out and get it running again after sitting for 2 years. But I think I want to just stay focused on what I have going so far. It's late enough in the year. I don't want to continue making messes. I want to kind of back up a little bit and better clean up what I already have started, so that when I leave for the year, I know the place is really tidied up, and our last couple trips up can be just more relaxing. There's that other tool over there. And then when we come back in the spring, late spring, early summer sort of thing, I can go up there and just look at it fresh, the progress I've made, and I'm gonna go up and it's just not a bunch of work staring me in the face. I might come back and just be able to go up there and say, and rethink it, say, look how much I've got done and exactly where do I want to resume at. So I think that's just, I'd be better satisfied to go finish cleaning up what I already have started. Bella, what are you doing over there? Bella, come on, outside. What was you doing up there? What were you doing up in front of the garage? Oh, so let's go back over here for a second. I forgot. Okay, let's go. I mean, it's really dumped down over the hill, as you can see. All right, that's a lot of fill there. So he's gonna get a machine in here. I think his cousin or nephew or somebody has a bobcat that's gonna come over and kind of push these over and get them leveled off where that triaxle can now back up the driveway and cut it and start making the turn a little bit better to be able to dump back in here further. So that's where we're at now. And yeah, the guy he subcontracts with like PennDOT, and when they're doing road construction, I'm guessing, I don't know exactly here, but who he's working with, but they don't know like until towards the end of the workday if they have material that needs hauled away or how much of it. So he really doesn't know towards the end of a workday, and he never knows what day he's gonna get a call like, hey, come out and get some material today and haul it for us. So it's not like he can give us a heads up and a warning like, hey, I'll be out on Tuesday. You know, he just can't tell us ahead of time. He'll get the call and he'll get loaded up and get out. So I don't want to have the coachman out here torn apart doing brakes on it and then not be in the way. So but he only works through the week. So, you know, come Friday afternoon, that would be the time to get the coachman back over here, get it apart, get it done, during the weekend. because I know he's not going to dump over the weekend. Bella, come on. Good girl. So that's what I was kind of talking about in the earlier in the video, when sometimes we have to shuffle vehicles around. Sometimes I'll pull stuff out just because I got to mow grass and I don't like stuff growing up. Yeah, these things look like they're sitting in the weeds. I did shorten that antenna up by a section, and it is like really close. It almost hits this limb. Other than that, it goes underneath the other ones, but that's better. If it's just too tall, it would hit that next one. I know that looks close, and it is close to this one, but that's about as close, I mean, as I'll ever park to that tree. So, who knows, I might cut this branch off. The other ones are much higher, you know, by a couple feet. So I think we're okay there. Oh, look what happened. This got, it's funny, it still seems flexible. I guess it don't take too much. I only had this on here for 2 years, and already the UV damage to it, you know, I hit it with a pressure washer. It's just like you shattered glass. It just went, it just spider webbed. So yeah, so I got a brand new one in the garage. Wow. Hey, there's debris in it. I wonder if that's from Honey Hill in South Carolina. Or it could be from up the farms, up at camp. I don't know. Somehow it's blew in there. Spare tire. I should check the pressure. Still feels good. Yeah. I should check the pressure on that while the cover's off. That is a brand new tire. Yep, never been on the road before. And I am not worried about the date code since it's protected from UV rays. Really, to me it's not so much the I know a lot of people are, you know, it's like it's fresh fruit or something, that there's a date, you know, that it goes bad or whatever. I really don't go by dates so much. Well, within reason. If the thing's 10 or 15 years old, it might be another story. But the you know, if they're protected from UV rays, long-term exposure from UV rays is what damages these, and you know, you start getting the cracks and everything. But being as it's a new tire as of 2-3 years ago, and I've always kept it protected from UV rays, I'm not even worried about that tire. This should be the exact same one. Well, hopefully they ain't changed anything about it. This is the one, exact same one I found my original purchase on Amazon. They're only like 15 bucks. So even if it is kind of a cheapo, you know, the UV rays damage it. It feels nice, and it feels like a nice material, but yeah, I'd rather spend 15 bucks every 2 years and let the UV rays damage this and not my tire. So. All right, and they sell these by, of course, tire size. This particular Amazon listing, and I could put this down in the description of the link to this cover down in the video description. They go by outside diameter of the tire, so not by tire size. They say in my tire, this is, where is it? The LT 235 85 R16 happens to be 31, I believe 31 1/4 or 31 1/2 outside diameter. So, and they ask you the diameter of your tire for these. So these fit really well. Might be cheapos, but you know what, they fit really nice. They protect the tire. All right, so it's like $17.50 a year for tire protection. Oh, what did I say? Did I say $7.50 or $17.50? $7.50. Fits on pretty nice. The wind has never tried to rip it off or anything. It's never budged. Let's see if I can get this thing on here. Ugh. That should do it. It's weird. I don't know if it's from the cardboard or what. Looks like it has a little bit of yellowing on it. But I think the other one did too. I don't know if it just that washes off. It must wash off. That's a pretty nice fit though. Use a little bit of tweaking. Okay. So for now, I think what we're gonna do is put off going up to camp. I could say because of the heat and then the rain's coming on Saturday and Saturday night. And maybe what I'll do is hopefully, well, we're definitely getting them this evening. We can't dodge those. They're gonna kind of, I looked at the radar, they're kind of headed straight for us. Hopefully on Saturday kind of miss us a little bit, because if it doesn't rain too hard and it's not muddy, too wet over in front of the garage, then maybe what I'll do is Saturday or Sunday is maybe I'll get to pull the coachman back over and do the brakes on it then, because I have, you know, Sunday and Monday, you know, holiday weekend, to get these brakes done. And then maybe worry about going up to camp maybe the following weekend. So gotta adjust the plans a little bit according to the weather and what's going on with the dirt dumping and you know, my buddy's schedule or whatever. We're gonna try to coordinate and get back up to camp here sometime soon. Yeah, I think that right now it's all about, like I say, it's getting late enough in the year. I think right now it's all about kind of tidying up there and getting that wrapped up. Once the coachman's complete, once I have the front and rear brakes both done, and I feel like the coachman's pretty complete and done, and we still have some leaks left up here, then I'll relax a little bit more, maybe another trip or two yet up to the farm, hopefully in the coachman. That's kind of my end game. My goal of the year is to have that cleaned up enough, have that turnaround completed, be able to go up in the coachman and just be able to relax and with just very, very minimal work if I feel like it, right? But I know I got at least one more pretty heavy weekend of gathering and burning brush and that kind of stuff, but hopefully it tapers off after that. Right, girl? You're probably ready to go back up to camp. You just love going up there, right? Huh? She just loves it. I think that's all I got for this video. Yep, that's it. Thanks for checking in and hanging out for a little bit, and we'll be back soon doing something. All right, I'll see you.